Hi everyone, this is Lisa and welcome back to another video where I hope to inspire, motivate and educate you to live with purpose. And today we are going to be taking a deep dive. These next upcoming videos, we're just going to be taking a deep dive into some different rooms. So if you followed along for a while, last year I did a video each month looking at the energy of the month and the room that related to, giving you a whole month to spend in that area of that home so you can undertake some more difficult tasks, if you like if your room needed, repainting, like new floor coverings, just to spend quality time in that particular area of the home to be helpful. So this year, each month, we're going to be taking, as I said, a deep dive into each individual room. So today we're going to be talking about the bedroom, all things bedroom, what to have, what not to have, and all that kind of thing. So I'm just going to spin the camera around. So welcome to the bedroom. Now, the bedroom is a space in your home where you go each night to rest, rejuvenate, rest the body, where you have your good sleep and dreams and things like that. So it's like a sanctuary, a retreat, a place, to go and rest. So to me, it shouldn't be filled with sort of stimulating things. So and I am talking feng shui, so I'm talking about, no computers in the bedroom, no televisions in the bedroom. Now, I know a lot of people do have televisions in their room. I don't particularly think it's a great idea, but I'm just sharing with you my knowledge, and certainly it's up to you. Whatever you do, whatever you have in the bedroom, it's certainly up to you, but I'm just sharing with you my thoughts and what's a good idea and not a good idea. So for the bedroom, we're actually looking for balance, looking at the bed in a good position as well. So where I'm standing right now is my back is against the door. So as you come into the bedroom, in front of me is the career path, the chi and the fame, sort of where the bedside table is. That's like the fame section. That also doubles up for me as the relationship corner. When you stand at your bedroom door, the farthest right-hand corner is the relationship corner. So have a look at what you have in the relationship corner. On the furthest left-hand corner is the abundance corner. So have a look what you have in the abundance corner. Again, you shouldn't be having anything, piles of things on the floor, not piles of books, magazines, anything like that. Shouldn't really be having anything under the bed. Under the bed is not a good place for storage. And also too, making sure that your bed is in a great position, which is what is a great position. So standing at the door, looking in, my bed's not too bad in this position, but ideally it should really be diagonally across from the door. It should be really on the other wall, but I don't have any other place to put my bed, so here it is. And some bedrooms are like that. You may find that the bed has to go in one spot and that's all there is to it. So ideally your bed should not be on the same wall as your door, and your bed should not be, say, behind the door. So the idea is when you're lying in bed, you have clear vision of the door so you can sort of see anyone coming in. Now, the only other thing that can be a problem is if the bed is directly opposite the door, and if you're lying in bed and your feet are kind of pointing out the door, then that is the coffin position. So it's very draining of your energy. So just making sure that you can sort of shift your bed across a little bit so your feet aren't hanging out the door. So my bedroom is it kind of is a little bit I sleep on the left-hand side as I'm looking at the bed, so my feet aren't hanging out the door. If I had a partner sleeping in the bed, then their feet, maybe one of their feet might be hanging out the door. It's not too bad. I could actually shift the bed across a little bit. I usually do sleep with the door closed, unless it's like hot in the summer, and I'll sleep with the door open. So again, looking for balance in the bedroom and making sure that you really love everything that you have in the bedroom. Like, I really love my bed. I love my bedside tables and I love my dressing table. My bed is a hand-forged iron bed from Iron Era in Melbourne. I've had it for a long time and like, I absolutely love it. The bedside tables are timber with dovetail drawers, very high quality. I regularly keep them clean, and I use Oceda oil on the timber to keep it nice and fresh, so it's not cracking or anything like that. Regularly, like, cleaning the windows in your bedroom is really important. Keeping everything clean and tidy and fresh. I regularly do change the colors in my bedroom, like the quilt covers. It may not show up that great on camera, but this is actually pale pink. A pale pink quilt cover and with pale green. They're the colors for this month for me personally, for March. And the beginning of each month, I change my colors up according to my own personal numerology attached with a color, plus the universal numerology and with a color combination as far as that's concerned. I like to do that because I enjoy the creativity. I enjoy changing things up and being creative every month with the colors and everything like that. So that's really important for me. I have 3s in my numbers, so again, being creative in the home. With different astrology, being a Cancer rising and a Virgo moon, Aquarius sun, I like to do things a bit differently. The home and family is really important to me, and Virgo being particular, attention to detail and service orientated and things like that. So hence why I am so passionate about the home as such and what we have in our homes. Now, I have spoken about this before. It's like whatever we're thinking, our mind's thinking, our body's feeling, and our environment reflects. So just say you're feeling sad, lonely, and depressed. You may go out and find a picture or a print in a shop that's reflecting of you being sad, lonely, and depressed. And you put that up on your bedroom wall, and you see it every night before you go to sleep, and you see it every morning when you wake up. And that's just reaffirming that you're sad, lonely, and depressed. So whatever we're thinking and feeling, our environment reflects. So with my business, Living with Purpose, it's trying to flip the script around and trying to create a home with your intentions of what you would like to have, be, and do. So that's why it's really important to really have a look at, and this month we're talking about the bedroom. Really have a look about what you have around the bedroom. Do you actually love it? If you have anything that's like something above your bed, like a print or a piece of artwork, what does that represent? And that's literally hanging over your head. Now, I'm not saying it is a good idea to have some things sometimes over your bed, but what is it actually representing? Like, be very, scrutinize it very well as about the energy that you're allowing into your bedroom and the energy that you're allowing into your home. And the colors as well. Colors are important. Everything is energy and everything has an energy vibration. So I've just gone for plain colors on my sheets and quilt covers at the moment. So you need to be really careful of patterns. Just say you have birds on your quilt cover, making sure the birds are talking to each other and they don't have their backs towards each other. If you have something that has a pattern on it, just making sure that it doesn't have like the zigzag pattern, making sure that, the zigzag pattern means that you feel like your life's on a roller coaster. So just really taking stock about what's in the bedroom, and again, like having balance. Even if you're not in a relationship, having balance in the bedroom is a very good idea. Many years ago, I was doing hypnotherapy for clients, and one of my clients, he wasn't really getting very far with his life. He had a girlfriend that wouldn't leave the house. It was his house, he owned the house, but she wouldn't leave. And so I sort of asked if I could go around and do a consultation for him for his home. I was learning feng shui, and he said yes. So we went around, and in the bedroom we found a print on the wall, which was like an old world style print, which was like a male figure, like helping these women out of a pool of water. I think they were like nymphs, and the water represents emotion. So here, the representation of this male figure was him helping these women out of their emotions. And when we questioned him and said, is this what you do in your relationships? He said, yes, all the time. And we asked, do you want to continue to do that? And he said, no, definitely not. So that print got taken down, and he obviously disposed of it or sent it to charity or things like that. So that was something that he saw every night before he went to sleep, and the first thing he saw when he woke up first thing in the morning. So these things are really important. So his bedroom was really neat and tidy. He was in the Air Force, so everything was like absolutely perfect except for this print on the wall. Now, there was another gentleman's home that I went to for a consultation. He was having problems in his marriage. I think he was trying to do everything he could to resolve the conflicts. And when I went into his bedroom, there was definitely imbalance in the power. There was definitely, which I kind of knew, but seeing it there, like one of the bedside tables was a normal bedside table, and the other bedside table, it was like just like a box. And I said, what's going on with the bedside tables? And he said, oh, I just gave myself that one. Like his was just the box, and his wife had the proper bedside table. And I said, oh, why don't you have a proper bedside table? And he said, oh, I've never had one. And I couldn't quite, I was like, oh, that's unbelievable. He did say he felt in the past he did actually have a proper bedside table in the past house that they lived in, but he'd actually said to me that in the first instance that he'd never had one. So definitely imbalance of power in that relationship, which was very obvious in the bedroom. And the quilt cover on his bed was turquoise, which is actually a beautiful color about doing what's best for you. But when I flipped the quilt cover over, which I'm not sure what made me do that, but sometimes quilt covers have like a plain on one side and a pattern on the other. And here was the roller coaster pattern, the up, down, up, down, up, down pattern on the underside. So maybe presenting like to the outside world, everything's fine. But when you dig a little deeper and look underneath, the up, down, up, down, up, down pattern was certainly there. So he took that quilt cover off straight away and put it in the bin. I don't think his wife was very happy about that. But like, props to him for, trying to do something to change the balance of the power, which he realized, he'd given really all of his power away to his wife, and he was just trying to reclaim some back. So definitely balance bedside tables. Like even if you are single, definitely 2 bedside tables. You're better off to have no bedside tables or 2 bedside tables rather than 1. And also too, making sure your bed's not pushed up against one wall. That means you're not allowing anybody else into your relationship. Like it means you don't really want anyone if one side of the bed is totally up against the wall. 2 lamps, 2 candles, just making sure that everything feels in balance. So also to the artwork, as I said before, no water representation in the bedroom whatsoever. So check your prints and check your artwork, making sure that there is no water representation in the bedroom. Water is linked to emotions, but it's also linked to finances as well, especially in the bedroom. And it's not a great idea to have, you might have, just check your prints, your artwork in the bedroom and make sure there is no water representation in there at all. So this is my print that I have on the wall. It's of the Kimberley and it's of the Milky Way. It's by Ben Brody. So I bought this when I was in the Kimberley last year because I went to the Kimberley to see the Milky Way and see the stars. And that's Camel Rock. And then after I went to the Kimberley, I went on the Ghan, and the symbol of the Ghan is the camel. So this was the exact print that was hanging in my hotel room in Kununurra. So I absolutely fell in love with it. So I contacted Ben Brody, and so I've got that hanging in the bedroom. I absolutely love the colors. It's like purples and yellows, and I love looking at the stars and the Milky Way. So that's really lovely. So the other thing is to just making sure about the wardrobe. So making sure we don't have any clutter anywhere. So as you can see, my wardrobe doesn't have a door on it. So when I'm laying in bed, the first thing I see before I go to sleep is my clothes. And that's the first thing I see when I wake up is my clothes. So hence why it's important for me to have things neat and tidy, especially with threes in my numbers. People with threes in the numbers are generally neat and tidy. Now, it doesn't mean to say I don't have a mess. Like when I'm really deep cleaning a room or getting right into it or shifting, changing things, I do make a big mess. Like I can get all these clothes out, put them all on the bed, but I do tend to stay focused in one room to complete that room. And the key is, just say you have some clothes and you tidying or your bedroom and you think, oh, these need washing. So you take them to the laundry and then you get distracted in the laundry doing something in the laundry, or you go to hang your clothes outside and you get distracted by pulling weeds out of the garden, then you trimming things or whatnot, but you're actually supposed to be doing the bedroom. So I'm very good at staying focused and determined about if I'm in a room and I wanted to complete that room. The rest of the house is a bit of a mess, but it all works out at the end of the day, clean and tidy. So I prefer to have my clothes in color coded. So it's just really the colors of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, turquoise, navy, purple, pink, white, and then silver and gold. So I find it's very pleasing for my visualization or my eyes to actually see things in color and the color coded. If I had black or gray or brown, I'd probably put them before the red, because you sort of start with the darker colors and then go to the lighter colors, just like the colors of the rainbow. And when you're wearing your clothes or you're washing them, ironing them, putting them back, you just put them back to where they actually belong, and that way it keeps everything kind of clean and neat and tidy. So you can choose however you choose to have your clothes. This is just my way that I have them. So up the top of your wardrobe is to do with the future. So I have suitcases and backpack up the top of my wardrobe, and down the bottom of the wardrobe is indicating the past. Obviously just got our shoes there. Your shoes represent where you're walking to in life. So it is a good idea to have your shoes pointed out towards you when you open your wardrobe and not turned around the other way. Because if they're turned around the other way, the toes of the shoes are hitting the wall. So it means that you feel like you're coming up against blockages and obstacles. So your shoes should be neat and tidy as well, not just opening the wardrobe and just throwing them in like willy-nilly. It's about taking care of the things that you own. It's like taking care of your bed, like cleaning your bed and making sure that you are cleaning your room regularly, you know, taking care of your shoes, taking care of your clothes, things like that. So I think that's a little bit all from the about the bedroom. Just making sure that your bed is in a good position, making sure that you don't have any computers and like television things in your room. Your room should be restful, just like a sanctuary where you go to rest and recharge your body at the end of the day. If you need to have your phone in your room, and I usually do at night, but I turn off the Wi-Fi, I turn off the sound, I turn off the Wi-Fi, and it's just there charging. And like also a lot of people use their phones for alarms. So that's usually on the floor, not on, I don't have it on top of the bedside table. I have it on the floor underneath the bedside table. So that's about all I have for the bedroom. So if you are interested in if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch. If you would like a consultation on your bedroom or your home, please get in touch. If you would like a hand decluttering, tidying and organizing your bedroom, then, you know, I'm more than happy to do that. Like, reach out, get in touch. Pardon me. And also, if you would like, we could also go shopping. We could go on a shopping trip. If you're really not sure about what kind of quilt cover to have, or you're not sure about different colors and things like that, we can certainly go shopping and have a look for some different options. So that's all from me, and I will talk to you all again soon. Bye for now.